Very good. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for lesson 3. And I want to start with button 5 here, importing your artwork, because I would say virtually every banner we receive that has been designed in our online designer, clients have added their own artwork, logos, pictures, whatever. And that's fine, but you got to be careful. You got to add quality artwork. And in fact, we've devoted an entire tutorial to adding quality artwork. We haven't launched it yet, but we're working on it, so look for that. But briefly, let me click on button 5 here. Pay heed to this warning. Click on this link to read more in-depth discussion on importing quality artwork. The big thing is never use web images. It's easy to find any image you want on a web page and to download it, but no image that you find on a web page is going to have sufficient resolution to print. Those are all screen images. They're not print images, so don't use those. Okay, that said, I'm going to click on OK now and browse to my logo. I have it in several versions. I'm going to import the PNG because I specifically want to import a raster based image right now to show you how resolution affects the import of your artwork. So let me click on that and import it. And here it is right here in the middle. Now everything imports that's raster based at 50 pixels per inch. Let me show you by moving it over here. And with it selected like it is now, you can see the resolution. It's reading the resolution of that image. It knows how many pixels are in that image, and it's dividing that by the size that you have it at right now, 16 inches by 7 inches. So it knows the actual pixels per inch. Pretty sophisticated software we have in this designer. Now, we use 50 pixels per inch because anything that we print at 50 pixels per inch will print just fine, okay? But if you expand it too much, now watch that resolution drop. And when you get to 25 pixels per inch and below, you're going to get a warning. All right, you're safe at 50, and you're probably okay at above 25. But if there's a lot of detail in whatever it is you're importing, be careful. Try and stay at 50. The higher the better, okay? So I'm going to import this PNG, and I'm going to size it up maybe just a little bit to about 44 right there. I'm going to click off it, and then I'm going to add some text underneath it. Go back to button 4 and just add my website. Click insert. Here it is up here. Bring it down. I'm going to resize it a little bit. I'm going to make it bold. There we go. And I'm going to align, I'm going to right justify these two items right here. So I'm going to select them both by marqueing around them, and then I'm going to go to the Align palette and click on Relative to Objects, Right Justify. And there we go. I notice those are mislabeled. I'm going to have to talk to my developer. Yeah, I'll be darned. Okay, enough said about that. Let's import some more artwork. Okay, back to button 5. Okay, I've got the warning. This time I'm going to import the Google Plus logo, and I have it in a SVG format, which is a great format for importing into our designer. It's a vector-based format. So you can see here in the properties palette, it doesn't say anything now about resolution as it does when I'm looking at a raster-based image. This is a vector-based image, and it's an SVG, which stands for Scalable Vector Graphic, which is a great format. At least it is for my designer, and that's because they're universal, unlike EPSs and PDFs. These things will just work out great, but most people don't have them. You have to have professional design software to export a SVG, something like Adobe Illustrator. So I use them all the time, and I'm more than willing to help you out if you need me to convert a file for you. Sometimes, of course, it depends on how busy I am, but get in contact with me and maybe I can help you out. So anyway, I imported this now, and let me get a couple other things. That's an SVG. Let me get the Twitter. Okay, Facebook. Let me get the Facebook. This is an EPS. Now EPS is import okay if things go well. There's literally thousands of different iterations to an EPS file. So some of them will import fine, some of them will not. Okay, this one actually imported fine straight from the source that I got it, which is, don't tell anyone, brandsoftheworld.com. You can get just about anything there. All right, you know what I want to do? I want these to be the same size. Okay, so let me look at what we got going on here. This is a height of 8 inches, and this Google one is a height of 8.74. So let me make this one a little bit smaller. In fact, this is 8.74 by 8.74. Let me make it 8. I can just type it in here, 8 tab 8, and there we go. Try and find that feature in another online designer, folks. Doesn't exist. All right, I know I'm a little proud of this. It's been years in developing. Let's get the Twitter logo right about here. All right, and that's an 8 by 8, so that's good. And that'll do it. That'll do it. Let me do this now. Let me select them all together by marqueing around them. And let me align them now relative to each other, their centers. Okay, those are all aligned. Now let me move them up together since they're all selected to right there. Now I'm going to get the text tool again, and I'm going to say in all caps, follow us. And let me move it down here, or maybe I want it here. Let me make it bold. Well, this is where your expertise in design takes over, okay? And I'm going to make it like that. And that's it. That's our banner, folks. It's finished now. Now what you want to do is, let me talk about the clip art library here. This is all high quality clip art. We have 500,000 piece clip art library. All right, let me type in football. It's got a great search function. So if you are looking for, a piece of artwork, I would like to steer you to our clip art library first of all before you go find something on the web that is not of high quality. These are all vector based images, so you can resize them to whatever size you want, and they're going to print razor sharp. So keep that in mind. We've got a great clip art library here. And that's it. I'm done. I'm going to save my design. I'm going to call this sample 3. And that's saved. And now I want to encourage everyone to share their design on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, that helps me, and it allows you to show off your artwork. So let me show you how to do that. It's very simple. First, let me set it up. I'm going to pause here. I will be right back, folks. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to show you how to share it on Facebook now. It's really a piece of cake. All I did now was I went over to my Facebook account and signed in. So it'll make this go quickly. Just click on the share on Facebook. It's going to generate the actual image, which can take a while depending upon all the design elements you have on there. All right, now here's let me bring it on screen, my Facebook pop-up. This is what it's going to say. See my banner design, and then a link to actually look at your design, and you can say whatever you want. Okay, and then share on your timeline, and share link. Now let me go to my timeline and let me refresh. And here it is. It gives you that standard cutout thumbnail image, but people who look at your feed or your wall or however that works. I don't know that much about it, but they can then click on this link and get the full-size image. So there you go. It's a great way to show off your work. And there we are. We are finished. Let me show you one last thing though. Go back to the designer. Your last step is to add it to cart, which you do right here. Now it's going to generate another image. The actual print file image is being generated now. When you go ahead and order, this is going to go through to us. This will be sent to the server and put in a orders folder, and this is your proof, and this is exactly what we will be getting. And I see a problem with this Google logo right here. Well, let me go back and edit design, see what's going on there. And I know what's going on there. This uses a clipping mask, and the clipping mask is not passed through with that SVG file. So I'm going to delete that. I learned there in that proof that that did not work. So I'm going to go on the old reliable PNG format. So give me a second here and I'll whip that up. I'm going to pause here. Okay, I opened up Adobe Illustrator now, and I opened up that Google Plus logo in that, and I'll show you what happened here. This is using a clipping mask which clips any of the design that is outside of this boundary right here. Watch when I put my cursor over that G. You can see the rest of the G is outside of that clipping mask, and the clipping mask obviously did not get honored inside my online designer, and so when it was when the print file was made and the proof sent to the shopping cart, this is what you ended up seeing, and that's the way it would have printed too. So be careful and look at your online proofs, because there are certain things that are not passed in my designer, and that's just the way it is. It's a limit of the technology. So what I'm going to do is export this as a PNG, which always works. Okay, let me set the size to 8 by 8, and let me move it back where it belongs. Let me line all of these up once again. They're centers. And let me add it to cart again. And there we are. Now we've got a good design and an extra football in there to boot. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to have one addendum lesson to talk about the shape tools that I ignored in this, but they're pretty self-explanatory, so I'm sure you can figure them out without watching this. And I hope you enjoy using the online designer. Get us those orders and we'll get you your banners as quickly as possible. Thanks a lot.